You're walking back to your car, maybe a Toyota Camry, and you see it. That ugly orange stain under the door. Rust. And instantly, your stomach drops because you've heard the stories. Rust spreads. Rust destroys cars. Rust turns into thousands of dollars in repairs. So you take it to a shop. They look at it, nod slowly, and then hit you with it. $800 to fix it before it gets worse. But here's where it gets crazy. That same rust, the one they say is urgent, dangerous, needs professional treatment, can be wiped out, with something sitting in a dollar store cleaning aisle. No special tools, no mechanic, no $800 bill. So why are thousands of drivers still paying for this? Why do shops treat something simple, like it's a full-blown emergency? And what happens if you ignore them and try the $6 fix instead? Is this one of the biggest car maintenance ripoffs happening right now? Or is there something they're not telling you? Rust doesn't look dangerous at first, but the moment you see that orange stain under your car, something in your brain flips. It feels serious. It feels urgent, like something is already going wrong and getting worse by the minute. That's not an accident. That reaction is exactly what makes surface rust so powerful. It looks like damage, it looks like decay, and most people instantly connect it to one thought: this is going to spread. So you start imagining the worst. The metal weakening, parts failing, expensive repairs stacking up. You don't even know what kind of rust it is yet, but it already feels like a problem you can't ignore. Then comes the next step. You go to a shop, and the moment you walk in, that fear gets confirmed. They use words like spreading, corrosion, long-term damage. They might not say your car is in danger right now, but they make it sound like it will be if you don't act fast. And that's where everything changes. Because now, you're not just looking at rust anymore, you're looking at a deadline. You're thinking, if I don't fix this now, it's gonna cost me way more later. And that pressure, it makes people say yes, fast. Most drivers don't stop to ask what kind of rust it actually is. They don't question if it's surface level or something deeper. They just trust the expert standing in front of them because that person sounds confident and the situation feels urgent. This is what's called authority bias. When someone with experience tells you something is serious, you believe them. And when fear and authority combine, logic disappears. But here's the part nobody explains. Not all rust is the same, and the kind that makes you panic the most is usually the least dangerous. So the real question is, if this rust looks so bad, but isn't actually serious, why does everyone treat it like an emergency? Meet Jennifer. She drives a Toyota Camry. Reliable, clean, no issues. Just a normal day, normal car, until she noticed something under the wheel well. A thin orange line. Rust. Not big, maybe 3 inches long. Easy to miss if you weren't looking for it. But once she saw it, she couldn't unsee it. So she did what most people do. She went to a shop. The mechanic took one look, walked around the car, then came back with a serious face. He told her it was surface rust that could spread, said if she didn't treat it now, it could turn into a structural problem. Then came the number, $795. Jennifer froze. It didn't feel right. The rust was small, hidden, but the way he explained it made it sound urgent, dangerous, like waiting would make things worse. Still unsure, she tried another shop. Same story, same tone, even higher price, $850. Now it really felt real. 2 professionals, same warning, same urgency. She started thinking, maybe I have no choice. But something still bothered her. The size of the rust didn't match the price. So instead of saying yes, she went home. She looked at the spot again. No holes, no flaking metal, just orange discoloration. That's it. Then she tried something simple. White vinegar. She soaked the area. Let it sit. No tools. No stress. Just time. 18 hours later, she came back. The rust was gone. Completely gone. No damage. No spreading. No $800 repair. Just clean metal. And in that moment, everything clicked. She almost paid hundreds of dollars for something that cost nothing to fix. So now the question is, if it was that easy, why did two different shops make it sound like a major problem? Here's the truth most drivers never hear. There are two completely different kinds of rust, and mixing them up is what costs people hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars. The first is surface rust. This is the kind Jennifer had. It sits on the very top layer of the metal. It looks scary, bright orange, maybe a little rough, but it hasn't eaten into anything important. The metal underneath is still strong, still solid, still completely safe. Surface rust is basically a stain. The second type is structural rust. This is the real problem. This is when the metal is actually breaking down. You'll see deep pitting, flaking, even holes forming. Parts can weaken, panels can fail. This is when repairs actually matter. And yes, this is when costs can get high. But here's the catch. To someone who doesn't know the difference, both types look almost the same at first glance. Orange is orange, and that's where the confusion starts. Because most people aren't trained to check depth. They don't know to look for missing metal or soft spots. They just see rust and assume the worst. And that assumption? It's expensive. Shops know this. They know that when you see rust, you're already worried. So they don't need to explain the difference in detail. They just need to confirm your fear. They use the same words for both types. Spreading, damage, needs treatment. But those words mean very different things depending on the type of rust. And most of the time, it's surface rust. No holes, no weakness, no danger. Just oxidation sitting on top. Something that can be removed, not repaired. So if most rust isn't actually dangerous, why is it being sold like a serious threat every single time you walk into a shop? Here's where things start to feel uncomfortable. Because once you understand the difference between surface rust and structural rust, you start to see a pattern. Rust isn't just a problem, it's a business model. Think about what happened to Jennifer. She walked into a shop with a tiny rust spot. Before anyone touched her car, before any real work was done, the situation was already turned into an $800 job. Why? Because rust is one of the easiest things to sell. It's visible, it looks bad, and it comes with built-in fear. Shops don't have to convince you that rust exists. You can already see it. All they have to do is convince you that it's dangerous. And once you believe that, everything else becomes easier to sell. First, the removal. Then, the protection. Then, the follow-up treatment. What started as a small orange spot becomes a chain of services. Now let's break it down. The actual material used to remove surface rust? Sometimes it's a product like navel jelly, cheap in small amounts. For a spot the size of Jennifer's, the cost is only a few dollars. But the price you're charged? Over $100, just for that step. Then comes labor. Even if it takes 10 minutes, it's billed like a full service. And after that, they recommend undercoating. Another few $100s. By the end, you're looking at a bill close to $800 for something that barely required any materials at all. And here's the most part people miss. It doesn't stop there. You're told to come back, to maintain it, to reapply protection. That one rust spot, it turns into repeat visits, repeat payments, because the system isn't designed to fix the problem once. It's designed to keep you coming back. So now the real question is, are you paying to solve rust or paying to stay inside the cycle? Here's something that rarely gets said out loud. Some mechanics already know this. In early 2024, a post showed up on an automotive forum. It came from a mechanic, not a customer, not a guess. someone inside the system. He said, "We sell rust treatment services because people panic when they see rust. Most of what we treat is surface rust that vinegar would handle." Then the post disappeared, but not before people saw it, saved it, shared it. And suddenly, the story didn't feel like a one-time situation anymore. It felt like a pattern. Around the same time, more drivers started talking about it online. On Reddit, one user asked about a rust quote. Their shop told them they needed undercoating to prevent future damage. Same words, same urgency. People replied fast. They said surface rust isn't serious, said it's mostly cosmetic unless the metal is already breaking apart, told them to try a simple fix first. The user listened. They went home, used vinegar and a basic brush, spent almost nothing. A few days later, they came back with an update. The rust was gone. No shop, no expensive treatment, no repeat visits. Just a simple solution that worked. And that's when things started to shift. Because when one person says it, it sounds like luck. When dozens say it, it starts to look like truth. More drivers began testing it themselves. Same results. Rust removed. Money saved. So now you have two sides. One side says rust is serious, urgent, and needs professional treatment. The other side says most of it can be handled at home for almost nothing. Both can't be true at the same time. And if everyday drivers keep proving the cheaper fix works, then why does the expensive version still get pushed so hard? Here's where everything becomes simple. The reason that cheap solution works isn't magic. It's basic chemistry. Rust forms when metal reacts with oxygen and moisture. That reaction creates a layer of oxidized iron, the orange coating you see. But here's the part most people don't know. That layer isn't permanent. It can be reversed. White vinegar contains something called acetic acid, and when that acid touches rust, it starts breaking the bond that holds the oxidized iron together. In simple terms, it dissolves the rust. It doesn't cover it. It doesn't hide it. It actually removes it. What's left underneath is the original metal, still intact, still strong. That's why Jennifer's rust disappeared after 18 hours. The vinegar didn't repair anything. It didn't need to. It just removed the layer sitting on top. Now compare that to what shops use. Some use products like navel jelly. That's a gel made with phosphoric acid. It works faster, sure, but the concept is the same. Acid meets rust. Rust breaks down. That's it. The difference isn't the science, it's the price. Vinegar costs a few dollars. Navel jelly, used in small amounts, also costs very little per use. But once it's inside a shop service, the price multiplies. You're not paying for a new method. You're paying for packaging. And sometimes, you're paying for speed you don't actually need. Because if you're willing to wait a few hours, the cheaper solution does the exact same job. No special tools, no advanced skills, no hidden steps. Just time and a simple reaction. And once you understand that, something changes. The problem stops feeling complicated. It stops feeling like something only a professional can handle. It becomes something you can see, understand, and fix yourself. So if the science is this straightforward, why is it still treated like specialized work that only a shop can do? So what does the real fix actually look like? It's not complicated, it's not technical, and it definitely doesn't cost hundreds of dollars. First, you look at the rust. Not just quickly, but closely. You check if it's surface level. No holes, no deep cracks, no metal falling apart. Just that orange layer sitting on top. If that's all it is, you're ready. Next, you clean the area. Wipe away dirt, dust, anything loose. You want the rust exposed so the solution can actually reach it. Then comes the key step. You apply white vinegar. You can soak a cloth and press it against the rust, or pour a small amount directly on the spot. The goal is simple. Keep the area wet with vinegar. And then, you wait. This is where most people get impatient. But this is also where the work happens. 12 to 18 hours is enough time for the vinegar to break down the rust. No effort required. Just let the reaction do its job. After that, you check the area. If there's still a little residue, you can lightly scrub it with a wire brush or even steel wool. Nothing aggressive, just enough to clear what's left. Then you rinse it, dry it completely. This part matters more than people think. If you leave moisture behind, rust can come back. So you make sure it's fully dry. Finally, you protect it. A small amount of oil, WD-40, light machine oil, even used motor oil, creates a barrier. It keeps moisture away, which stops rust from forming again. That's it. No appointment, no waiting room, no $800 bill. Just a simple process that anyone can do. So if fixing it is this easy, why are so many people still convinced they need a professional every single time? So let's bring this back to what actually matters. You saw rust, and it felt like a problem that needed a professional. That's what most people believe. That's what most people are told. But now you know something different. You know that most of the time, that orange stain isn't a crisis. It's surface rust. A thin layer sitting on top of metal that's still perfectly fine underneath. And you know it doesn't take hundreds of dollars to fix. It takes understanding. Because once you understand what you're looking at, the fear disappears, the urgency disappears, and suddenly, what looked like an expensive repair turns into something simple you can handle yourself. That's the real shift. Not just saving money, but seeing through the situation clearly. Because the difference between paying $800 and spending less than $10 isn't tools, it's information. And once you have that information, you don't fall into the same cycle again. You don't panic, you don't rush, you don't say yes just because someone sounds confident. You check, you think, you decide, and that changes everything. So before you spend money on something that looks serious, take a second look. Ask yourself what it really is. Because the moment you stop reacting to fear and start acting on knowledge, you take control back. Now imagine how much money that mindset alone can save you over time. So the real question is, how many urgent problems have you already paid for that were never actually urgent?